Ministre néerlandais de la Défense lors de la réunion de la coalition des volontaires. Déclaration à la porte par le ministre néerlandais de la Défense lors de la réunion de la coalition des volontaires, co-organisée par la France et le Royaume-Uni.
So what are you expecting today on the discussions on the reassurance force? Macron was mentioning troops between 10,000 and 25,000 soldiers. It is something that is discussed today. How many countries will provide? Who would the Netherlands be able to conclude?
Now, I think it's important after the military planning that has taken place over the last weeks that we have a political discussion today. That's also indeed about what is the potential mission, what is going to be the goal, what is the mandate, what would we do on the different scenarios. For example, if there would be any escalation regarding Russia, also how is it related to a potential monitoring mission. I think it's important to discuss those very key and fundamental questions. And of course, for some countries, it's clear what they are willing to do. For the Netherlands, we need to go through a political approval process first. So for us, it's important that there's a clear picture on what such a mission would entail. And then we can also have our national decision-making process first within the government and then also with our parliament.
Well, should see force either without that US. So this euro is strong enough. Sorry, just very quickly, how successful think a reassurance force would be though without that backstop support from the US?
It really depends. So of course, to have the US on board, also when it comes to some enablement, I think it is important. And of course, it is good if the United States is very explicit about its support and backstop. But it really depends on the mission, to what extent the US involvement is needed. So we need to discuss that in more detail. So you first.
What do you think? How many troops would be needed to provide a good peacekeeping mission?
It really depends on the mission. So you use the word peacekeeping mission. It's a very different definition than a assurance mission. So it really depends on the goal of the mission, and also it really depends on the goal of the mission how much resource you need.
Indeed, without the US backstop, are we credible enough without them?
I think it's very important to have the United States on board. But then it also needs to be clear what type of mission and what we ask from the United States, and that's what we will discuss also today.
What is the signal that the coalition of the willingness meeting at NATO HQ today? Not in Paris or London.
I think it is important also to show, of course, that there, regardless of what type of mission it's going to be, that there is a connection to NATO, because we need to work on security guarantees for Ukraine, and at the same time make sure that we keep our collective defense and deterrence through NATO, and that is as strong as ever. So of course there's always a connection.